Hola, my mates! We're here on a Thursday night playing some D&D. We have some special guests tonight. This is a little different for us on Panik Games. We have Randy and
Introduce
Ellen.
Introduce me first.
I just did.
Oh my gosh!
I was
Come
going
on.
to. Just for that,
Come
we're here
on.
with Melissa and and Ellen Kirby and Randy Kirby from We Game Together. But yeah, thanks guys
I'm the
for
Randy. She's the Ellen.
This isn't a co-op anymore.
no kidding.
Right, we just drew our line.
It just got mean. So we're playing a one shot, but usually most one shots are about 4 hours. So this is going to be split up into 2 sessions. We have some new players involved that have never played D&D before, and we have some people that have played some D&D, but not necessarily 5th edition.
I don't know what I'm doing.
So this is going to be split up into 2 sessions. Oh, there's me. We have some new players.
Their phone was all the way
Because
up
of
high.
you.
So we're gonna get started right up off the bat. Let Dan take over, but just so you know, in chat, we probably won't really pay attention too close to chat because the whole point of an RPG is kind of getting immersed in the story and all that stuff. But feel free to chat amongst yourselves and all that good stuff. And we might type stuff in there here and there. But Dan, if you want to take it away, feel free, sir.
Absolutely. And for those out there who don't know who I am, because Paul forgot to mention, my name's Dan, by the
Sorry.
way.
Well, if you
Thanks,
watch our
Paul.
channel,
Amanda,
you should know who he is. All right. Our illustrious,
true. If you do watch the channel, you have to
DM, Dan Montez, will be our running this game tonight.
All right. So we are set for a high sails, high seas, swashbuckling adventure. Has been the theme that we all voted upon as a group. So with that being said, I am going to dive right in. Okay, so you guys, as a cohesive group, for the most part, know each other. Some people may or may not be hanging around right next to each other. But you are currently hanging out.
The same idea, Dave.
Right now, you are at the Sea Gulch, which is a tavern that is in the seaport, where there's a lot of talk right now of a merchant ship that had went out that has sent a message of distress via the pigeon. And right now, there is currently several other boat captains that are seeking crew, as there is a pretty significant reward if whichever boat's able to get there and retrieve the crew and the contents of their ship back alive.
Tall order. Can't promise people won't die.
Tall order. And as everybody's kind of hanging out, there's one captain that catches your eye because it doesn't strike you as what you would in your head picture as a very tough sea captain. You see this halfling that's no taller than 2.5 feet, 3 feet, but just decked out with the finest clothes, silks, gold embroidered with some red silks. He's got a bunch of rings, 2 really fancy looking daggers strapped to the hips, and also flanked by a very large half orc with quite the mohawk, I guess would be the easiest way to describe him, but scars all over the body. You can tell this half orc that's hanging out with them looks battle worn, and very commands a presence within this tavern. And right now, the barkeep is trying to calm the crowd. There's a lot of commotion going on inside the tavern. Hard to hear with all the voices that are happening right now. But there is a man that's standing up and he's going, "Hear ye! Hear ye! Who here can command a ship that can go and save the Iron Coffer? Is there anyone here?" And you see this little halfling jumps up on a table, slams his foot down, kicks off the cups of several other dwarves that are sitting there that look to be could be some adversaries that probably could squash him, but this guy has no fear. And he says, and he shouts at the top of his lungs, "I'll do it, but I need me a crew." And he starts looking around. And the half-orc is kind of getting that little spit to the side. "Looks like a bunch of little wimps in here, little babies. Who here is tough enough to travel with us?" And they're looking for some potential companions. What are you guys doing?
I'll speak
I'm
up.
playing my
Or go
lute.
ahead.
I'm
Go
just
ahead.
playing my lute.
I'm playing
But I'll speak up and say,
So, Justin, what are you doing?
Yeah. I'm letting Paul speak up. I mean, sorry, Scuttle speak up.
excuse
Gosh, I
me,
can't remember all the names. What?
excuse me,
We haven't
Captain.
even met yet. So.
Okay, that's right.
I will join your crew.
Oh, and who might you be?
Well, they call me Scuttle.
Scuttle. How the hell did you end with a name like that? I don't know if I can use a scuttle on my ship.
It
I
was my
Stand up
mother's name.
next to Scuttle. I stop playing my lute and stand up next to Scuttle. And I kind of try to look all pompous. And I look at the captain and I just say, do you know if there's any artifacts on this ship that need saving? And I kind of look over at the guy that made this announcement on the thing.
As you do that, you see him. He turns to the captain turns over to the half-orc, and he kind of that half-orc turns and puts it down. He's whispering in his ear. Half-orc comes over and his big monstrous hand sets on your shoulder and kind of sits you down. And then he reaches into his pouch, pulls out a scroll, hands it over to the captain. The captain opens it up, and he goes, "Let me guess. Lawrence, is it?"
Who's asking?
"Well, according to this letter of servitude, your mother has already assigned you to my ship.
Oh,
She was
Mama's
afraid,
Mama's boy.
afraid you would be a little cowardice at going to sea. So, I've ensured I'll make a man of you yet on my ship."
I like stand up a little and I squeak a little like, I'm a man already, okay? And I'm man enough to man your ship. I sit back down and feel pretty good about myself.
Half-orc looks over and
Cute.
"So, Scuttle, what might be your expertise?"
well, I've been trained as a monk for many years, so I bring that battle ability. I also I'm good at
A
cleaning
monk, you
things.
say, huh?
Yes.
We do need a deck squad.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Come on, handy.
Yes, I could definitely use you. Monks are dexterous. Maybe you could man my crow's nest. Keep an eye for some of those other ships that think they're going to be on my tail.
Aye, Captain.
Done. Anybody else? Anyone else who thinks they have what it takes?
My character, no, not my character, me, Fanwa, which is, I think, Elven for mystery and love. And it's a very apt name because she is very mysterious. She's standing in a darkened corner, barely seen through all the smoke and haze and noise. She has stumbled into this, are we in a tavern?
Yes.
Tavern. She stumbled in there late the earlier night and has sat there all day thinking of what her next move is because she has lost her true love and she's seeking vengeance for him and she's very upset and she sits in this dark corner and suddenly walks over to Scuttle and the others and Lawrence playing his lute. Actually, the reason she stayed so long was because the lute playing was so beautiful. She was in rapture at the lute. So she
Put your lute
over,
away.
and then she's like, "That's enough loot. I'm good.
Only so
I've
much
had enough of
loot.
the dang loot. I can only handle so much loot in my life." So she walks over and says, "I'll join your crew," and that's it. She doesn't owe anybody any explanation as to who she is, so she just says, "I'll join your crew."
And you see the half-orc looks over the back of the captain. And he goes, "Well, Braun, what do you think?" And he goes, "I like this one. She'll do well."
And I was like, "That's right." No, she was quiet.
Recognize.
Mysterious.
Recognize.
And so the captain stands up. "One last chance. I've got room for one more. Guaranteed treasures. Who seeks the bounty with me?"
I'll stand up.
Oh,
And-
okay, Seahawk.
Fight
See
it
how
out.
proceed. Let there be an arm wrestling
I
for
pull
who
out
goes
my
first.
dagger. No.
I pull out my D20. My character stands up and I'm just like, "Sounds like an adventure! I'm in!"
An adventurer, you say? Is that what you're looking for? An adventure?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
It's like, that's what I said. Fanwa
Just
was like,
that,
"You
yes.
idiot, she just said that." That's what my character said.
At this point, I speak up. I was trying to get the last spot on the ship, and I ask if there is yet another chance for one more to join.
Perhaps another time. But my ship is full.
Oh, snap.
Okay, so I'm saddened by this news. So I'm sulking in the corner currently.
And the captain stands up and he waves over, and you see this tiefling girl walks over, and she's got a cup of ale, and she's stumbling about, and she's got another arm around another female half orc, and the captain says, "Serene, Bella, are you ready?" And Serene's the tiefling. She looks over at Bella. She says, "Babe, are we going?" And Bella just kind of winks and gives her a little kiss. And you see Braun just go, "Sister, us half orcs are fighters, not lovers." And she goes, "Yeah, shut up." And captain stands up. "All right, crew, let's go. Head on to my ship. I'll meet you at high noon. So you got about an hour. Get your things, but don't be late, or I leave without you. And if I leave without you, that means I have a bounty on your head for not fulfilling your obligation. Do I make myself clear?
Fanwell
Very
just
well.
walked away. She didn't say anything to you. She just walked away.
And you see the captain and kind of his little entourage walks out. And you see a few other people in the tavern right now looking like a little confused. And at the table that the captain was standing on, you can see two what look to be twin dwarves. And one of them goes, what the hell just happened? Hey, are you, and he's pointing to all you guys. Are you all actually going to give it to him?
Absolutely.
Yes, that's the plan.
Yeah. And then the other twin's like, hey, you do know you're all in for a hell of an trouble, right? Do you know this? Do you know who he is?
No.
Do tell us.
Well, clearly, or else you wouldn't have signed up for his little ship adventure. You know, that's a fool's errand. You know how many ships have gone out and not come back? There's quite a few.
Oh no.
May I suggest something? Potentially, I would probably pack a little extra supplies. If none of you are good at the magic arts of healing, I suggest you visit the store and do a little shopping. Find some remedies just to take, provisions. I'm just trying to give you a word of caution. I don't think it's going to turn out well for you, and I do pray for you all and wish you the best. But I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 graves waiting for you when your corpse returns.
Thank you.
That's very kind of you.
Fanwell's grateful for the coffin because she plans on putting the person she's looking for vengeance right into that coffin.
Ooh.
The two dwarves kind of kick out their chairs, stand up, and one of them slides it looks to be like a little business card over to you. And it says, Little Smith's Funeral Home. And he's like, well, if some of you do not make it back, be sure to visit us. My name's Ruh. This is Ro. Ruh-roh, get it? Our mothers are hilarious. But anyways, if you happen to pass or you have a will, do will that your body ends up over at our funeral home, and we'd be happy to take care of you for a nominal fee of only 20 gold per corpse. It's quite the deal.
I play a high chord on the lute, and I look over at them and I say, that is one hell of a deal. I'll take 2, please.
I don't know why you would need 2.
Don't ask me questions.
Okay, no. Don't
Don't
ask them.
question the lute player.
He needs a separate
One
one
for
his
each half
loot.
of his body.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. For his loot.
All right, so they clear out of the the tavern, and it's calming down a bit in there. You can see only a couple patrons sitting at the bar. The barkeep's kind of just polishing some cups, pouring some ale. What are you guys going to do at this point?
Well, they mentioned.
Maybe we should huddle together and. Oh, go ahead. What?
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say maybe now that we are all saying we're going to be a part of this adventure, maybe gather and talk with each other a little bit, discuss what we can maybe do on the ship.
And I'll mention to the group that they mentioned provisions, so I'm thinking like healing potions or things like that might be available in town.
Let the group know that I'm a pretty good healer.
Oh,
That's
good.
right. I think I am too.
Good things.
That's right. I got some healing abilities. I totally remembered that.
I'm a half elf.
I was like, I forgot I can like make people feel good.
You guys should have a heal off.
There you go. Who can heal us the best?
I quietly duck out the back, and I go ahead and visit the shop, but I'm kind of on my own.
Okay. All right. So as you are walking down the street, you can see what looks to be a giant wooden sign that has a picture of. It looks like a whole bunch of coin and jewels and so forth, kind of like carved out and colored in a way that you can tell it looks like a hoard of treasure. And there's this image of this little goblin smiling with like all this coin in his hand, sitting on top of the pile of loot, the different kind of loot, not Stormwind loot, but the other loot. And you can see it says the Goblin's Hoard, and that would probably be your best bet of finding any kind of supplies.
Yeah, I go ahead and proceed through the door.
Yep. Let's do it, guys. Let's go shopping.
I'm gonna run over to that shop as well.
All right. So since
Let's go follow that guy that couldn't make the cut.
yeah, I was gonna say.
I feel bad.
The chart made the initial duck out first. I'm gonna let him have the first interaction.
Right.
So as you walk in, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
All right. My first perception check. And I am looking for my stats on that.
So you're gonna roll and then add whatever your perception bonus is.
Yep.
Or subtract if it's bad.
Perception is +1.
There you go.
All right, so am I rolling a 20?
D20.
Yep.
Since this is off screen, they're all crits, just so you know.
Of course.
15. So 15 plus 1, I have a 16.
All right. So as you walk in, you get this heavy smell of incense burning, and you go through and imagine those the hippie dividing doors, right, where it's like all the beads and stuff that are dangling down. You kind of enter in. You can hear some looting happening. A little
More
bit of loot
looting.
music playing on the record player.
I didn't know you was here.
And as soon as you walk in, would have been probably a little more concealed, but since you're a very perceptive person, you can see this small green-ish creature staring at you to the left, right as you walk in. Big old ears. Looks just like the guy that was sitting on top of the coins.
Of course.
And he peeks out and he smiles with this huge grin with all these razor sharp teeth. Half of them are rotted. The other half are still looking pretty sharp and good. And he says, "Oh, what can I do you for? Welcome to the Goblin Horde."
Well, thank you, sir. I'm looking for some supplies.
What kind of supplies would you like?
We're going on I've heard of this journey. I didn't make the cut. But I
I'm sorry. Would you like a tissue?
I'm feeling quite down. Real quick, is anybody else currently in, or is it just me in the?
Just you right now, because you were
Okay.
the first one who snuck off, so you were getting the first.
Gotcha. So I confide in him that I'm going to try to make my way out of the ship anyway. So I need some supplies for a journey on the high seas.
What kind of journey are you going on?
Dangerous. It's a dangerous journey.
Tell
I've
me
been
more.
warned by a fine gentleman in the bar that we might not come back alive.
He's
I would
probably
need-
right. What are you trying to get on this adventure?
I am looking for adventure mostly, and I'm looking to expand my horizons because I have not gone many places.
Are you going to get some treasure? I like treasure.
A treasure is a high priority for me, especially.
Then we are friends. And he puts his arm around you.
We are.
Runes and gems are my game.
Yes, runes and gems. I like both. I'll tell you, we make a deal. Which ship did you have trouble getting on?
I do not know the name of it.
Do you know the man who hired you?
Well, I didn't quite get hired, so I'm.
The man who turned you down, then.
I have to spell this out, you idiot.
I don't recall his name. I apologize.
I know, I'm
Good
trying to
sir.
remember for you.
He was a goblin-looking dude, though, big orky guy.
Do me a favor. Drink this real quick. And he passes you a cup.
What's in the cup?
It lets me know if you're lying to me.
Well, you seem like a decent fellow. Sure, I'll drink the cup.
Oh. Okay. So you drink the cup, and now he's gonna make a little proposition. I tell you what, hey, come here, and he again puts his arm around you. Come to the back. I've got something I think will help you. Join the crew.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. Show me the way.
He takes you behind this the register area of the shop per se, and as you look down, actually, you guys are both pretty short to begin with. So as you look straight ahead,
Yes.
he opens up this cabinet and pulls out this very small vial, and when you look at it, it twinkles almost as if it has like actual stars inside of it, and it's got this milky yet clear liquid that seems to swirl almost like a little galaxy. That is the way it kind of looks like in the liquid. And he tells you, okay, so this is my proposition. I give you this. You drink this.
Okay.
You drink. And people don't see you anymore. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think that's exactly what I would need for this.
However, you need to promise to bring me back one very valuable artifact or treasure. Do you promise?
I do promise, yes.
And he gets all excited and kind of jumps up and claps his hands. He goes, oh, good. You need one more thing. And he reaches in and pulls out this red vial. You don't feel good. You drink this. But bring back treasure. Bring it back. Bring Gree. Gree needs treasure. Okay?
I will do everything I can, yes.
Very good. You go long. Don't let nobody see you. They see you time my shop. I don't want to be caught.
Do you have a back door that I can sneak out of?
I do. But even better, try liquid. Nobody see you to begin with.
All right, so I'll. How long does the liquid last?
If you take one little sip, I'll say it's gonna last you 10 minutes.
Okay, so I take a small sip to begin with here then.
Okay, and you vanish. You are now invisible.
That's the way
So
to travel
I'm
right there.
actually going to hang by the door for a little bit before I actually leave. So basically, I'll leave after 10-ish minutes goes by, and I'll head out.
As you're still there, though, invisible,
Yes.
you see the group that you were kind of loosely affiliated with, hanging around in the tavern.
Very
And
we don't want him loosely.
and you see them kind of clamoring to get to this shop as quickly as possible, and you can hear Lawrence is like, oh, like, you know, he's banging his little lute around and kind of complaining, don't touch it, don't hurt it, and they walk into the the goblin horde, and Gree kind of went back to hiding a little bit. You guys all walk in, and as you walk in again, you get this really strong sense of incense burning. And again, you can hear some light looting going on in the background from the music that is playing on his old Victorian record player. And but again, with that being said, what are you guys doing as a group walking in to the Goblin Horde?
Is there a shopkeep in there that I see, or no?
Give me a perception check.
I got you.
Justin, you're amazing at this.
Justin is all in. It's great.
No, I love it.
Wait, I have abilities. Hold on. Oh, this is so embarrassing.
You're fine.
No, this is terrible. I don't know where it is.
Are you using the?
Oh, I found it. Got it.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh, it's so embarrassing. All right. 10.
10? No. You walk in and it got kind of like that very smoky, hazy look inside of this shop due to all the incense burning. And all you can see right now is there's a couple of like bookcases and display shelves that are kind of set in some rows. Along the walls, you're seeing various vials filled with stuff, some scrolls, some different weaponry that's kind of on some of the walls. And then, again, just various herbs and plants and things like that as well.
And I hear looting happening, correct?
You do hear some looting.
I try to match the tune of the looting, and I say, is there anyone here that I can match this beautiful tune to?
Somebody want to do some looting?
I begin to loot harder.
I thought you wanted to be looting. You
Oh no.
trickstery.
I am much known for my trickery, but my friend, are you the owner of this fine establishment?
And he kind of pulls on his little coat.
Why, yes, I am. 'Tis I agree.
And he kind of does a little bow.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm doing on an expedition. I was told my friends might need some healing stuff. Heard you might have some. So, what's it gonna be? Got any healing stuff?
Got any gold?
Ha! Fun facts about that. I'm actually a bit of a historian. Gold used to actually be valued based off of gold. Now it's really just government fiat. But anyways, yes, I do have some gold.
Oh my gosh, Justin. Your character is my favorite.
And Gree's just kind of like, he's not the most intelligent guy, and he's just scratching his head like you just said some stuff way beyond him. And he's like,
So, you got gold or no?
I put my arm around him and said, buddy, I got gold, all right? Do you got the healing?
and he kind of looks up at you. He's like,
Okay, we friends. Okay, what you look for? What you look for?
I look back at the crew here, and I'm kind of just like blank face, like I actually don't know how this works.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have any potions of healing?
Who said that?
Me, Scuttle.
Where are you? Hey, get your arm off me.
We could be friends.
he's,
Wait, what? So many people want to buy so many things. I apologize. not have this many customers at once. Okay, you first, Mr.
Who's he pointing at?
You.
Call me Lawrence.
Mr. Lawrence. Okay, what you want first?
My friend Studdle, he told me healing potions. Give me some potions of healing, please.
That would be 25 gold.
I believe I have 60 gold based off of the app, but is that true?
How much?
Yeah. 60 gold based off of the app. But is that like too much? Does that sound wrong to you?
No, that sounds good to me.
I take out my gold pieces. I'm like, I like your style, man. And I plot down 26 gold pieces.
And he takes one and he bites into the piece of gold to like see that it's, and as he does that, one of his rotted teeth kind of pops out and he's like, oh!
Some real gold.
he takes that gold coin and he like jams it up in there, and now he's smiling and he's got like one gold coin sticking in the spot of his tooth.
Green like new tooth.
I smile at him and I'm just like, oh god.
And then he looks over to Scuttle and he's smiling again. He's got that gold coin just sticking in that spot the tooth just popped out of.
You need potion healing too?
Yes, sir. I would like to take 2 as well.
What? 25 gold.
For 2 or for 1?
For 1.
Okay, I'll take 2.
Okay.
And he pulls out 2 more.
I'm running out of these. I got to make more.
At this point, Fanwa is getting a little bit annoyed with all this ridiculousness, back and forth, deal making, absurdity of people trying to buy healing things because she can already heal. So she pushes her shoulder past you and walks and leans in a dark corner, kind of smells little potions that are around and is minding her own business, just watching out of the corner of her eye. She has some healing powers, so she's not concerned about this particular moment.
Okay.
I'm sort of walking around the shop, I guess. I'm just sort of browsing, but I'm pretty confident in my own abilities. And I'm kind of cheap, so I buy nothing. But I just look at all the things.
All right. So Gree kind of walks around and he's kind of reorganizing some of the stuff that he sees that you're smelling some of the different potions. And as you go and you smell one and you move the next one, he kind of goes up behind, gets on his little ladder, climbs up as high as like the potion you would, and grabs a little cloth, a little hanky, and he's like cleans the thing. And he climbs back down his ladder.
To which I give him a dirty look.
And he looks up at you and he's like,
You gonna buy or you gonna smell everything?
And I say, I'm going to smell, of course. And walk
Well, you can
past you.
smell your way right out of my store.
I don't think I'm going to buy anything.
All right, move along.
Yeah.
Shopping done. Time for me to close.
as you guys are starting to head out, roll perception for me, please.
I do caress his
Everybody.
face before leaving.
Everybody.
Is this mine? Right?
Everybody.
Oh, I
Everybody.
got 6.
5. I see nothing. That's your job.
Your perception bonus.
I rolled
I rolled a
11.
natural 1.
Ellen's got an 11. Or, I'm sorry, Fanwa.
Where's
Fanwa.
Shard roll?
Not to be
Lord
confused with
Farquaad.
La Fonda.
Shard, what'd you roll?
Yeah, I rolled a 7.
Okay. So those who rolled higher than 10 can hear what sounds to be like a loud bell being rung. Ding ding, ding
I heard
ding,
that.
ding ding. And you know that's it's high noon at this point, and you need to hightail it to the ship.
Okay. Everyone, listen up. It's time to get out of here. We have to make it to the ship before it leaves without us. So follow me or you're on your own.
Excuse me.
And she swirls
Sure.
around and charges out of the store. And if nobody's following her, she's going to just go by herself. She's not concerned about these other people at this point.
So I overhear the conversation, and then I try to get a jump start.
Okay.
I run.
I like hear it. I'm like, oh no, my mom's gonna be. I mean, the captain will be angry at us. I don't know,
All
I'm
right,
moving as fast as my little
you
legs can go.
Little
As you all
plankton.
rush down to the docks, you can see the one ship that is really standing out to you has a bunch of what looks to be like some kind of inlay emerald along the top rails of this ship, and you can see 2 emerald tridents cross in the sails. And at the very front of the ship, you can see your little captain. He's kind of standing out there all posed up, and he's looking out. And he looks and he's watching as you guys are running this way, and he shouts out, "I thought I was gonna have a bounty on your head. You better get running fast. Now we're getting ready to leave." And he's shouting down at you guys as you're making your way.
I'm running, baby.
Yep, me too.
I kind of stroll on the ship and kind of act like you don't have authority over me.
Your mother's watching.
That's exactly how Fanwa feels as well. And she's actually kind of drawn to Lawrence right now because she notices his carefree way. And she feels that way also, but has a little more anger to it.
And what Lawrence doesn't notice, but some of you guys, is the ship next to you. You can actually see this woman standing at the captain's helm, staring over in disgust at the display of attitude that Lawrence is displaying right now.
I knew I liked
And
him.
Lawrence, as you look up, you see your mom with her arms crossed,
Oh!
Oh no.
and she's just shaking her head, just giving you that motherly look that you know it's about to go down when you return.
So once my eyes meet her, I dry heave for a second. I do a little.
Oh.
But then I regain my composure and just turn back mightily and confidently and walk back onto the ship like it was nothing.
And my respect just grew for him again.
It was the dry heaving,
And-
right?
As you do that, you can hear your mom shout. She says, "Maximilian!" And he turns, "Aye." And she says, "You have my word. Make a man out of him, or leave him to die."
Whew.
So I scream, "Mom!"
Family problems, Roger.
I just kind of like stamp her off, like, whatever.
And she turns around and kind of doesn't even look back, like there's absolutely no care, because she's had it with your antics as her son and wants you to become the man you're destined to be. Or maybe
Mom
not.
was like, "I'm gonna befriend his
Or
mom when I
maybe
get
not.
back if I make it out of this thing live."
Shard, what are you doing at this point?
So I went up the gangplank, and I'm gonna go into one of the quarters. So I guess we'll go to the stern of the ship, I guess.
I want you to go ahead and roll a stealth check, please.
Yes, sir.
want to see how stealthy you are trying to get onto this ship undetected.
Oh, I've got +1. I'm.
And since you are invisible, I'll let you do it with advantage.
Okay, I've got a 12.
So
So
roll
with
it
advantage
again.
means you get to roll one more time.
Oh, you
and
roll
take
it
the
again?
higher number. Yep.
Oh, I got it. It was lower, so 12 is the highest.
All right. Luckily, we're a low enough level campaign that I'll let that slide. So, as you're going up the plank, you literally have guys that are like walking right by you, rolling some barrels of grain and ale and water on the ship, and then also offloading some other maybe not so necessary goods. And as you're making your way, you are hearing conversation from some of the deckhand where a few of the crew are not so optimistic about the retrieval of the crew from the the Iron Coffer. And so, with that being said, it just gives you that little uneasy feeling where you're like, you know, this captain seems very sure of himself. Some of his other crew that were with him in the tavern were sure of themselves and captain, but a lot of these other randomly hired hands, such as yourselves, that are already on board, are already expressing a little bit of lack of confidence. So that's just something that you're picking up as you're making.
Great. Great.
So with that being said, you hear the captain, "Sails up!" And you can see all of a sudden drops down all the sails of the ship, and you see a bunch of the crewmen running to the side of the ship and kind of tossing rope overboard to the dock below, and the wind catches the sail, and slowly the ship is blowing back in a reverse, somewhat kind of backing out motion, like so, out of port. And captain kind of hops on he's standing at the top of the boat, the helm, and he kind of slides down the rail on his butt, almost like in a childish manner, and jumps down on the deck with you four. One of you is not able to be seen right at this moment, so let me just hide you, because you are invisible.
That's right.
And he pops down and he looks at Lawrence, says, "Lawrence, I've got a task for you."
What?
And he looks over and does a little motion to Braun, who's his first mate and the half-orc that you saw in the tavern, the half-orc male. And he literally walks over with a bucket and mop and goes, "You, Jack Swab."
I do a little chuckle. I'm like, I'm more of a loot history talking kind of guy. Any other tasks, buddy?
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, no.
Did I take it back? So, really close to a natural 20, but I rolled a 9.
A 9? And you take 4 bludgeoning damage as you're giving that little speech. Braun literally takes the bucket and swings it and cracks it across your head.
Oh my goodness.
And then again, puts the bucket and mop out. "No talk. Swab deck, boy."
You know what? Fawn was a little bit perturbed at herself because she feels her heart ache for Lawrence in that moment. So she kind of stalks over to check on him and make sure he's okay, but gets embarrassed that she even cared, and then kind of kicks the bucket towards him and walks away.
I just take the bucket up and I keep my head down like a bunch of jerks on the ship. I didn't want to be on the ship.
Stupid Fawn made me come on this board.
They don't
Scuttles,
want to be here. They just want to be studying.
Scuttle's just off to the side,
Oh my
uncontrollably laughing.
I can cuddle. I'm just like, this is cool. I feel it.
Yeah. I didn't know
She's
there'd
like,
be
adventure.
didn't know there'd be entertainment on this ship.
And Captain's kind of, he's got this smirk on his face, kind of like the DM does right now for doing that. And and he looks over at you, Scuttle, and says, Scuttle, do you mind getting up in the crow's nest for me?
I will do anything for you, Captain.
Very well. Here. And he hands you a little periscope.
Spyglass.
Telescope, spyglass. Like, not a telescope, really. I'm looking at stars, but, you know. So, yeah. So, anyways, he gives you a little spyglass, and he tells you, do you keep track of those folks over there? And he points to this this other boat that's got a big red dragon kind of doing this little stance on the sails. He says, they tried last time to board my ship. Did not go so well for half my men. Some died, some of theirs died. We called it a mutual disagreement to agree that we both were losing people, and I don't need that to happen again. And they particularly like to do it during sundown, so do keep a close eye, will you?
Aye, Captain.
Very well.
And I'll head up
and
the
then-
crow's nest to keep
Okay.
watch.
And he turns over to Fenwa.
Fanwell, right?
Or just kind of points because I don't think he hasn't really got your name yet. And so
Right.
he looks over at you and, excuse me, what is it they call you?
My name is Fanwa, but it's really none of your business.
Everything on this ship's my business, honey. You see, this is what pays the bills.
She's internally freaking out that you just called her honey, and she restrains her hand from backlashing you, but decides to keep her cool because she needs to be on this ship for a very specific, mysterious mission.
And as you're like that frustration is kind of raging within you, Serene, the other tiefling that's part of his crew, kind of walks over, and standing next to her is her lover Bella, and they kind of laugh and because they see you getting really upset about the honey remark, and she looks over you and she goes, "Listen, girl, he's gonna say all sorts of stupid things. Just say yeah, and then go on about your own business. That's what we do." And they kind of walk off laughing, and he's like,
Serene, Bella, mind your business. I am conducting business on this ship right now, okay?
and he's like pulling his little coat tighter. You know, and again, he's only like 2.5 feet tall. He's this really small dude with big personality.
Okay. Fanwell's pretty dang tall, so she's like definitely looking down
Yep.
at him,
And he's
thinking
looking
I
up.
could squash him like a bug.
So, as I was saying, are you good with a knife?
I'm excellent with a knife, I think.
Fantastic, because I have potatoes that need peeling.
Let me check my stats, but I think yes.
Good. You look at your equipment.
I am excellent
You have
with
a short bow and a short sword.
a short sword. So she says yes, but doesn't go into detail. She's used it, and she has a flash of memories in her mind of using the blade. It doesn't make her happy, but it kind of gives her a little bit of power in remembering those moments. Gosh, my
And-
character is really dark. I don't know why this is happening.
And he tells you, he says,
if you're good with a blade, then I need you to do me a favor. Keep your eye open for little stowaways and slit their throats if you find any. I've got no use for people eating up all of my crew's food and drinking all of our water. Is that-
Fanwa, she accepts the duty. Yeah, she'll do that. She needs to keep her blade sharp after all. So,
If you do find anybody, you bring them to me here. And then, and he snaps his fingers and one of the guys drops a rigging and he grabs the rope and he goes, and he kind of does a mock around himself and he goes, I'll hang him here where he stands because they're not allowed on my ship. And he lets go.
Fanwa definitely will do this and keep a lookout, but she's not 100% complying to this in her mind. She thinks, I'm not here to do anything for anybody else but myself, so if it doesn't benefit me, then I won't report a stowaway. But I'll definitely keep an eye out because it might benefit me, you know?
All right.
Yeah, cool.
And he totally believes you. I just
Gosh, I'm a
didn't
jerk.
like that. He rolled terrible.
You fooled him.
He's totally buying your whole story. And so, and then last but not least, he looks over and he is kind of scratching his head looking for somebody. And he's looking at the wheel as to who should be steering the ship.
Not him, because he called it a wheel, not a helm.
We didn't say he's the
He's
best
looking
captain.
for the wheel at the helm.
Looking for the wheel in the helm.
And it is not him.
A wheel within the helm. It's a very rare ship.
And he goes, "Is blasted? Has anybody seen Micah? Micah, have any of you seen kind of a light brownish, pointy ear looking fellow, elf? No. Damn it! He's probably drunk back at the tavern. And he's just like kind of frustrated right now, and he's just pacing back and forth, and looks at Seahawk and you, the adventurer. What's your name?
Hawk.
Okay, Seahawk. I know how to read a map.
Pretty sure of it. Yes, I could totally do that. Yes.
Good. Here. And he pulls out this map from his pocket and kind of like, you're a little taller than he is, so he smacks it up kind of like on your belly. And he's like, he goes, look at the map. I've marked exactly where we need to go. If you do me a favor, be my navigator on this ship, will you?
Never been more excited in my entire life as Seahawk.
Why do we
And
feel like we're in danger right now?
And I'm just like, I will not let you down.
Very good. Well, seeing as we've been going in reverse for the last 15 minutes in a circle, do you mind going up and steering the boat?
Yes, my way. And I run, I jet. I'm so excited.
So excited.
He looks over at Braun, the half-orc first mate, and he goes, he's a rather excited chap, huh? And Braun's kind of like, guess so. Big boat. Never
Not
seen
every day
one
you
like
get to steer ship.
that. What is Shard doing now?
Shard's just been sitting back, listening to everyone, and he heard the news of stowaways, and didn't think it would be that big of a deal once to reveal himself at some point during this voyage. So he's going to stay hidden for a bit, and hopefully he heard Fanwa might not be so. He might she might not be so against stowaways. So he's thinking right now that he might reveal himself to her at some point here soon.
Got it. Fanwa, what are you doing specifically right now?
I'm leaning up against an apple barrel, just going at it, eating because I don't care about waiting. I'm hungry, dude. She's eating an apple, staring off at the now captain Seahawk, going, "Oh my gosh, are we gonna make it?" She's doubtful that Seahawk has ever steered a ship before, but she doesn't really care either. So.
And as you're staring off and you're kind of focused on the amusement of Seahawk excitedly commanding this, or not commanding, but steering this ship, you can hear a second sound of apples crunching only but a couple feet behind you. And as you peer over your shoulder, you see Serene's kind of sitting there, and she's got a dagger with an apple on top and a big chunk bitten out of it. And she kind of takes another bite. Quite a sight, isn't it?
It's incredible.
So what's your story? Why are you here?
Well, not that it's any of anybody's business, but for whatever reason, Fanwa, I keep saying her name differently. It's based on her mood, how she likes to say her name. Right now it's Fanwa. It might be Fanwa later. She just has so much angst on her heart and shoulders, so she starts to just kind of tell this person her story. And as she's speaking, it's kind of out-of-body experience because she's like, why am I revealing all of this? But she tells her the sad tale that her true love, Randu, was murdered. And really the only reason she's on this ship is to hitch a ride on the high seas because she knows that the person behind the death of her true love, Randu, is a miscreant pirate with the name of Rizzo, who oddly looks kind of like a rat.
And she's sitting there. And she stops when you say looks like a rat. A rat, you say?
Yes, a really ugly rat.
They're all pretty ugly.
Depends.
Guess depends how much mead you drank that night, huh?
Why are you so...
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
I think you muted.
Hello.
Randu and Fanwall went silent.
No. They went off and talked
We're gonna have
amongst
to
each
pick up
other.
for them.
Is it working now?
Hello,
Yes,
hello?
yes,
Oh, there
it's
you
on.
go.
I literally didn't touch a single thing.
Wow, weird.
So I just toggled it on and off just in case.
All
Anyway,
right.
that wasn't Shard talking. Okay,
That was not Shard.
that was the first mate going. Let me fix your equipment.
Let me fix your sound, sir. All right, I'm speaking as Fanwa now. Am I speaking with Celine? Is that the name?
Yeah, it's Serene.
Serene, I'm telling you my story. I mentioned the fact that he looks like a rat. And I'm seeing that there's some kind of connection here. What do you know about this character, if anything? And don't mess with me. I'm ticked.
Whoa.
Trust me, I wouldn't mess with the heart of a scorned woman. Aged to a half-orc. Don't you think I'm a little cautious? And she's just eating her apple, and she goes, describe this Rizzo a little more to me. It's reminding me of somebody, but Rizzo's not his name.
Well, but apart from the fact that he looks like a rat, he has very jagged teeth that hang over the side of his bottom lip. And he has an extraordinary long tail, but the tip of the tail has been cut off from me. right before he escaped.
Interesting.
He also smells.
Very interesting. You see, I believe I've met this fellow before.
Where have you seen him? I must find him.
Well, you're quite in luck. According to the letter we received, that person may be on board the ship that we're heading to right now.
So the fates drove me to the right place after all. I was following my heart, by the way.
Perhaps not. But again, you don't go by Rizzo.
What does he go by?
But it's not Rizzo.
Okay. Can you give me more deets? What does he go by? And is the top of his tail missing?
I guess I'm not sure why you should care so much.
How about I make a deal with you? I will essentially owe you if you give me the information that I need. And I can owe you at any time that you want along this voyage only.
Would you... a deal.
With my skills with a bow and a dagger, you're going to want to take me up on that. I will do whatever it takes to avenge Randu.
So if I told you to shoot somebody, would you do it?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, very well. The person you're looking for goes by J.
J?
That's all we know the letter is. Letter J. That is literally it.
So at this point, Fanwa takes out a little booklet made out of leaves and leather straps, and she writes the letter J in it. Puts it back in her fancy little purse.
Duly noted.
All right, you just let me know when you need the favor done, and I will owe you the favor. She's pretty reckless right now. Maybe she's just blindly making bad choices because she's so angry.
And because Serene's a little cautious, she's going to do an insight check to see if you're telling the truth. Nat
Okay.
20. So
What do I have to do?
They rolled.
Oh,
I roll, and I nat 20'd it. So, are you being truthful?
gosh, I don't want to say yes because I don't want to kill somebody that I don't want to, but yes, I'm being truthful.
Very well.
Yeah.
So,
You're gonna be
Got
killing a
real- I just became
rando.
Very dangerous.
killing a rando for
Rando for Randu. That's my new slogan. A rando for Randu.
All right. And as you guys, kind of wrap that conversation up, she tosses the apple overboard and starts to walk away. Doesn't really say anything. She looks back, throws you a little wink, and says, "We'll be talking soon. Keep your head up and your blade sharp."
Right.
And she heads off.
What did I just get myself into? Dang it.
You all have been sailing for a few hours here, and
We're like swerving around the ocean. She's just like,
Hey, I'm doing really well, I think.
everyone's like seasick.
unbelievably, Seahawk has been doing amazing.
Yes,
She doesn't even have to roll for that? Come on.
Yeah,
let's
really.
go. It's an 8.
Scuttle, roll me a perception check, please.
Perception. All right. 3.
3. You look off in the distance and you see some menacing dark clouds. But you're not really able to tell how far away and how long till this potentially deadly storm is going to roll upon your ship.
I'll try to alert somebody down below just what I've seen.
And how are you doing this?
Just yelling out, hey, there's clouds or something, I don't know, rain, precipitation.
Rain.
So I will have we'll have Seahawk, we'll have Lawrence. I want you to be the ones to make I want you guys to make a perception check to see if you can hear Scuttle from way up in the especially because Scuttle's voice is a little muddled.
17.
I got 19.
Beautiful. Lawrence, what'd you get?
Oh, sorry, 17.
You both can you look up and then you can
There's
hear
nothing wrong with my voice.
communication from you hear Scuttle shouting down and he's pointing out at sea and you take notice and you're like, oh crap. We got some heavy clouds rolling in. And as you're looking out there, you notice some big old bolts of lightning just coming down and striking the water. And everybody's starting to notice that the boat is rocking a bit more. And the storm is starting to come upon you pretty rapidly. The captain runs out from his quarters and he comes out on the main deck. And he's, where's everybody at? What's going on out here? What's going on? Quick, tell me.
It's like there's a storm coming.
And he's
Isn't
like,
it obvious? Come on.
and he's jumping up. He can't really quite see, so he's running up the stairs, and he's joining, standing right next to Seahawk up at the wheel, and he's looking out. Yeah. Oh, we better pull the sails in. This is gonna get rough. And so he points up to you, Scuttle. He goes, Scuttle, get down, quick! Oh, you're gonna get struck, and I don't need another dead crew member on my hands. I mean,
Wait, another one.
I need you alive. Yes.
I'll hurry. I'll try to hurry down as fast as I can.
You're gonna,
All right.
Would you say you're gonna scuttle down?
Yes, exactly. Aha, my namesake.
Scuttle special.
And so he's informing most of you to go down below deck. He's going to have Braun is going to stay up and now steer the ship. He knows some of the little tricky parts of the waters here to help possibly navigate around as much of the storm as possible. But for you folks, he wants everybody down below. So with that being said,
I'm bummed about the whole thing.
Yeah, you lost your job.
I kind of say to him, Captain, I thought I had to mop the deck, though.
well, considering that the deck is about to get wet, there's not a
Smart
whole lot
Alec.
of mopping that's going to be necessary at this point. So, I tell you what, how about you take your mop and your bucket and swab the deck down below? Thanks for the reminder.
I just say, anytime, short stack. Kind of under my breath.
Perception check from the captain.
It's very unnecessary. Do I die?
Dexterity saving throw.
That'd be funny.
I did. Is this how Lawrence dies?
Fonwell won't let you die.
He gets
Fonwell's in
killed.
the shadows watching.
He gets killed by NPCs.
Let's see. Eight.
Oh, shit.
Lay it on me. Just lay it on me.
He's smirked.
You'll be a man.
You take 2 bludgeoning damage as he kicks you in the shin really hard, and he's like, I heard that, Lawrence. Don't make me report this back to your mother. You know what'll happen then. And you heard her words. I could leave you to hang here if I want to. I'll make a man of you yet, you little weasel. And he storms off.
Once he says mother, I kind of just hang my head. I'm like, sorry, Captain.
I have like the Mulan song running in my head right now.
I'll make a man out of you.
Nice.
You by the way, Captain, annoyed Fanwa because she feels bad that you're picking on Lauren so much. So as you're walking out, she kind of rolled an apple under your foot and made you trip a little bit.
Let's see here. Roll me a d20. I'm going to see if you can do the improvised weapon, per se.
3.
You roll it, trying to like trip him,
Yeah.
and the captain can hear the rolling of an apple coming behind him, and he lifts his right leg, and as it gets right under his foot, he stomps down on it, and you just watch this apple go.
Oh,
And he goes,
Fanwa weren't expecting that. Dirty little.
and he does like the little dog scoot after he goes to the bathroom with his foot, and then walks off.
Eye roll. Hashtag eye roll.
All right. Let's see here. You
Ooh,
are
that's
now
so cute.
Oh.
down
Look at that little
below.
boat.
Yep, is a cute little boat.
Cute little boat.
So now you're down below. You guys are all hanging out down here. Everybody make a perception check for me, except for Shard.
Oh, Randy picked his dice to get ready.
Oh,
12.
Well,
Natural
plus what's your modifier?
Oh.
24.
15.
I think everybody
15.
except for Lawrence.
My eyes are all teary from the captain kicking me.
As you,
I'm trying to help you, dude.
guys are all conglomerating or in the kind of the main central area here, you can hear kind of one of the barrels kind of like rocks that's like right by you guys. And Fanwa, knowing what her task is on high
yeah.
alert.
High alert.
Yeah, I got my dagger out, dude. I'm sitting there like this.
Describe what you're gonna do.
Describe what I'm gonna do. I don't want to do anything drastic yet
So what
because
are you
I'm
do?
going to wait to see if anything reveals itself from the shadows. I'm kind of moving things around a little bit to see if my ears are deceiving me or not. So I'm moving stuff around, looking for the noise. Dagger in hand, but hesitant.
Shard, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me real quick, please.
I feel like I'm really gonna need this stealth check here. All right. 17.
Yeah.
And Fanwa, go ahead and roll a perception check for me, please.
Plus your modifier is what? 3?
I think it was. Where is it?
Perception.
Oh, okay. 8.
Perception.
Shut up. It's 8. Gosh, why do I stink at everything? I need to settle down. She's so ticked at everything.
So you notice it gets like eerily quiet,
Yeah.
and you're thinking like right now you are thinking, is it me?
Is it me? Something. Usually my senses are super sharp, but The rocking of the ship has distracted me. Maybe I'm losing my mind a
Lawrence
little
and
bit.
Seahawk, go ahead and make perception checks.
Nat 20.
Boo.
22.
You both are like, it's not you. And you two point at this barrel that's the upper right-hand corner of this room.
Okay.
And you're like, onward. Now what are you going to do?
Who, me?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're in
pointing
charge.
at you. They're going, no, there's somebody in there.
You're supposed to go after they see the
Okay.
barrel.
They see I kicked the barrel over. I'm like, I agreed that I was going to help. These people are going to yell at me if I don't do this. And I don't want to be kicked out of the ship, so I'm just going to do what I told the captain I'd do. So I kick the thing, and I see, right, the short little dude
I am sure.
by the name of Shard. I catch him by the foot. He tries to kick out. He kicks me right in the neck.
Wait, you can't tell me what I'm
You
doing.
kicked me in the neck.
No, I'll come up with my knives up.
Oh, don't. My knife was already out, dude.
Okay, now you're changing your story.
I feel like, are we wrestling on the ground right now? Like, you are stronger than I thought you were.
I thought you just kicked the barrel over. I was just gonna jump out.
At this point, we're kind of rolling on the ground, I think.
Ellen is the DM now.
Man, I got this.
What
going
I'm
on?
doing here.
Let me tell you what happened.
And I see Shard. I kick the bucket and I see Shard, and my daggers are up.
Okay.
That's what I do.
right.
Shard, go ahead and give me either a athletics or acrobatics check.
We'll do acrobats here.
Whatever one you're better at.
That's what I'm better at. 14.
All right, and you are nimble enough that when the barrel is kicked over, you kind of anticipate it, and like a professional stuntman, you just roll right out of the barrel and onto your feet really quick.
So I pull my knife out as I'm rolling and kind of just keep it at my side. So I'm not pointing it, but I'm ready to act as needed.
What is the rest of the group doing now that you see this little guy roll out with his blade drawn?
So I say, I'm not here to hurt anybody. I just really need to be on this ship.
Does he seem familiar at all to us? Like maybe we saw him at the tavern.
Yeah, you would have
yeah.
definitely known him, the guy who was turned down at the tavern.
Absolutely.
Familiar.
Isn't that that one guy we followed into that
The
shop?
only reason I was...
No, go ahead.
I say, mind you, I was only turned down because I was talked over and ignored, I believe, due to my stature.
Oh, okay. You're gonna bring that into it, huh?
Gonna pull that card.
Yeah, right.
The stature card.
Seahawk, for all of her adventuring, has talked over me so loudly I couldn't even be heard.
He just called you out.
No such thing. I
no
didn't
offense
hear
to
you.
Seahawk.
See you.
I thought I saw something.
Tis the story of my life.
Tis the
Everyone
story.
says they don't see me.
Very rude. We just met and you're insulting me.
You're perpetuating my shortness, and I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like the stigma that you're giving me. Just because I'm short.
I'm deeply hurt by his accusations.
You are short after all, so let's get on with it. What are you doing on the ship?
Really, my only reason for being on the ship is I'm looking for treasure. I deal in runes and I deal in gems, and I'm here purely for that reason.
And go ahead and give a description of what your character looks like.
Sure, I have all of those stats.
Just make it up.
Now I just gotta find them. There we go. I am. It's in here somewhere. Come on. Oh, sure. Now it's like not in here. Well, anyway, I'm like, if I remember correctly from when I made this, and it's not in here any longer. I'm about 3 feet tall. I have azure skin, And for those of less intelligence, that's a bluish color.
Bluish.
And I have
Bluish.
silver hair. I'm small in stature, and I carry a quarterstaff.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, so he's telling you the story of he's here for some loot. Fanwa, whose sole duty is to keep stowaways off the ship.
I know.
What are you gonna do?
I totally regret saying that I would do that, but I feel obligated to try to get the captain's attention. I don't want to get myself kicked off this soon in the adventure. I need to get places to find Rizzo. So I don't know Shard. I don't owe him anything. I will tell the captain that he's here and see what he wants to do, because I'm not going to throw him overboard on my own.
Okay.
Would be
Well, you guys are all still together right now, so I would say you haven't quite had a chance to escape and tell the captain of your stowaway.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick up for the stowaway because I kind of feel, he's about the same size as me, so I relate with him.
Right, bro.
Yeah, we stick together, yo.
Solidarity.
And I'm gonna say, wasn't there a drunk guy left at port anyways? I mean, maybe we can convince the captain that this guy can help out on the ship since we're down one anyways.
I give a half smile.
I back up Subtle and say, "Excellent point, Subtle. And please, his people have been oppressed. Give him some pity." And I kind of just looked at you and did a small smile.
Oh, cute. Budding friendship.
I appreciate the sticking up for me, Lawrence, but I don't need your pity.
Oh. Ben was entertained at this point.
I kind of play like a bit of a tune and be like, "Oh, a feisty one, have we?"
I don't really like this guy, but I'm like kind of just going with the flow because I'm just here for the adventure.
Again, just want to stay. Seahawk is here for the adventure.
There we go.
There's Lawrence's loot.
I actually say I have an idea actually on how to convince the captain to let him know of the presence of Shard, and he's gonna be totally cool with it. I then say a bit pompously, "I will disguise myself as the first mate Braun, and I will tell him that I brought along my friend and didn't want to tell him until now to kind of surprise the captain with this. But I think it's a brilliant idea."
I love the idea that he's taking initiative on this because like I said, don't want to get mixed up this early in the voyage. So I just stand there and I'm like, yeah, let him do it. That's a great idea.
I kind of look around like, "Are you guys really letting me do this?" Okay.
I'm like, I don't know if that might work. I'll be standing over here while you do that.
Well, I'm gonna cast disguise self on myself and look like Braun.
Okay.
So I don't think I have to roll anything, right?
I don't.
I think that like I look like Braun, and the only thing is anything extra. So like, let's say he was like 6 inches taller than me. If you like touch the top 6 inches, it would just go through. So like anything extra now. Any gear he had is actually like you'll just pass through.
Got it.
That seems to be how it works.
And Ron roughly is about like 6'7", 6'8".
I'm 6 feet tall, so that works.
Cool. So you guys are somewhat close in size.
Heck
A lot better than say Shard and Ron.
Yeah. I'm only allowed a foot off. Anything past a foot.
Okay. So you would be
you're
within the legal limits for
Yeah.
rules are written. Cool. So is everybody okay with Lawrence's brilliant idea?
Yeah.
I kind of look around as Ron and I'm like, "So are we doing this or?"
I think the whole thing sounds kind of fun, so I'm totally with it.
Adventure.
He's taking initiative, so.
I look at Seahawk and I'm like, "Come with me. Captain seems to like you."
Oh god.
All right, and perception check for everybody real quick here.
Including myself.
Yep, everybody.
16.
Nat 20.
20.
Yeah,
4.
get those out of the way on checks.
Yeah,
That's cool.
exactly. Darn it.
13.
As you guys are all down there, discussing how you're going to get Shard to be accepted, and Lawrence now looks like Braun. As you look out, there's several portholes that are in this room, two up top and one by the stairs. You can see that it is virtually pitch black outside, and all of a sudden, everybody hears a loud, thunderous strike, boom, and you can hear this cracking just rip through the ship. And as you're looking at the walls of the ship, all of a sudden there's small little leaks of water starting to come down. And then the boat is starting to rock really heavy to where you almost feel like we kind of lose some balance. As that happens, the hatch from the upper deck is open, and one of the crew members runs downstairs, and he looks to be a human, and he just starts puking right on the floor in front of everybody.
Nice.
And he just looks up, pale white, drenched, absolutely just drenched. And he's looking at everybody and goes, "What the hell are you all standing down here for? This ship's gonna go down. We're all gonna die."
Oh, okay. All right, guy.
I stand up nice and firm as Braun, and I say, "I brought a friend with me."
Excellent timing.
And he's like, he kind of looks back up, and and now he's on all fours, and he's looking up at you, and he's wiping his eyes and trying to, "Bro, weren't you just upstairs? How'd you?" And he faints and passes out right on the floor. And so now you got this skinny little scrawny little human dude that's just covered in his own mess, who fainted in front of everybody right in the center of this room.
Oh no.
Nice.
I look back now like, all right, I think our plan's working.
Step
So
one.
far, so good.
You recognize me. It's cool.
We're good. We're good.
Well, while he's laying there, should we check his pockets for anything? Just saying.
Ellen starts looting the guy right away. For fan walk.
He must know something about Rizzo.
You
Are you gonna search him?
Yeah, let's do
For
it.
real?
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Okay. I gotta see what my 12
Plus,
Yep.
plus. Hold on.
So
Oh wait,
it's 14.
14.
14. Yep.
Yeah.
So you're you start patting him down. You're trying not to touch too much of him because he's kind of
Yeah,
covered in
naturally. Yeah.
and you get towards his pockets, and as you're feeling his pocket, there's really nothing there. But then as you go up towards like his waistband, you feel this. There's like a small, very hard object, and you kind of dip your thumb in his waistband, and you pull out, and there's a skeleton key.
Awesome.
And it's got a little dragon with a symbol like this on the head of the key.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I've seen that before. I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
I take it and I stuff it in my pocket. But actually, I let the people around me see it first.
Good thing you checked them.
If anyone
Right?
wants to roll a quick history check for me.
I was about to ask. Okay. Sweet. I like that really up in your business as you're holding that key. I'm
Oh,
like super just checking out that key.
okay. Why are you so interested in the key, Lawrence?
I'm a man of history, and I rolled a nat 20.
Oh,
You
24.
recognize that symbol. It's a symbol of the Red Scales, which is the other boat that the captain told Scuttle to keep an eye on. And so you're thinking this could be a mutinous situation, or there's
So
a spy. There's a spy aboard.
okay.
I kind of like let them know, and I look around and I say, this is undoubtedly a symbol of the Red Sails. And to really understand the Red Sails, you need to first understand the origin of boating. But before we get into that,
Let's. Can we
there
listen
might be
to?
a spy on board.
Can we listen to that after the storm is passed?
So that is what you learn from Lawrence's high level of historical knowledge. It seems definitely a sign of warning that you're finding somebody with a key like this that has that crest on that key that was specifically pointed out to Scuttle to watch out, because last time that ship tried boarding, many people died.
So I say we head
So
up.
what are you guys gonna do now?
I'm heading up.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to head up as well.
Okay.
As do I. I'm still brawn, by the way. It lasts for an hour.
Okay. So what's Shard doing?
Yeah, I'm trailing behind.
Okay. As you folks go up top, with the sails up.
You.
Boom. All right. So as you all go up top, again, it is pitch black outside. All you can see is spotty bits of light coming through the clouds. And at this point, it is pretty close to nighttime, or actually it's nighttime, so you're getting a little bits of moonlight here and there. But mainly a lot of rain clouds. Thunderstorm is, you're just watching lightning just strike everywhere. And you can hear from kind of the very front of the ship, you just hear the captain kind of like, and he's up front just screaming at this storm. Give me your best shot! I'll take you down! Don't scare me! And he's just out there, no shirt on, like bare chested, and he's just screaming at the wind.
Classy.
Is Braun, other than me being Braun, is he anywhere to be found?
Braun is actually steering the ship, but again, very difficult for you would have a very hard time seeing tip to tip of the boat. It's so dark. And with so much rain, the heavy rain that's coming down, it's obscuring the vision. So low visibility right now.
So I run over to the captain. I say, Captain, I don't know if this is a good time, but I brought friends.
And you see the captain, and his long hair is just drenched and kind of just matted to his body. He's just sopping wet, and he's just got his little boots on and his little fancy pants, but no shirt. And you notice that he's got a bunch of tattoos kind of all over, just a lot of dragons and nautical themed stuff all over him. And he looks at you and he goes, Braun, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be steering my boat.
I just thought that this would take precedence. I will go back to steering the boat as long as you do me all good.
You're
I'm
all
bringing
good
a
for
friend.
what?
I brought a friend. His name is Shard. He is worthy.
He's worthy.
Anything else of this?
When the hell did you start saying things are worthy?
He's good. Shard is good. Shard
Where
is
did-
a friend.
where did he come
I
from?
brought Shard.
Where did he come from?
Ah,
You! And he's pointing at you, Shard. You! What are you doing on my ship?
I am in seek of treasure, and I would love to share all treasures with my captain.
And he kind of puffs his 2.5-foot-inch body up, and he walks over to you like this, and he gets right up in your face, and he goes, "You know what I do to stowaways?"
Oh, I'm very aware of what you do to stowaways, Captain.
"Very well. You just so happen to be lucky enough that my first mate here likes you. You make one wrong move and I'll have your throat slit and toss you over to the sharks. Do I make myself perfectly clear?"
Perfectly clear, Captain.
"Then get out of my face." And he turns around and walks back up to the boat, and you just hear him start cursing at the wind again. And you're like, this guy's like Lieutenant Dan on crack.
Damn.
I just quickly shout, "By the way, never bring this up to me again." Kind of end this guy's self.
As everybody is up top, make me a perception check, everybody.
18.
17.
20. What?
5.
As everybody except for Fonla, you guys all start to hear what almost sounds like some men's voices shouting, and it sounds kind of close but not quite on this boat. And the ship is rocking hard, and as it dips down to the side that you are all closest to, you look out in the water and you can see what looks to be some kind of a greenish flare floating in the water. And catches your attention. And as you kind of look out and follow it, you see looks to be like another green flare kind of glowing, maybe another 20 feet out. And it's just enough to where you're faintly catching it. The lightning strikes. And then all of a sudden, you see this massive ship with the Red Dragon sails only within about 50 yards of the boat. And you can see a whole bunch of men over there, and you can see what looks like to be them lighting some flames. And then all of a sudden you hear boom, 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 boom. And you see the flintlocks and those cannons all of a sudden are launching. And you hear the captain, "Wall being sacked!" And we're going to stop there till next week.
Oh.
Or next time.
Wow.
Cliffhanger.
No.
There's the-
I was about to cast some spells, man.
You're gonna next time.
Heal stuff.
Oh my gosh. It's funny how your character like runs away with themselves. Like you hear yourself just like saying stuff all of a sudden, you're like, wait, what is she doing? What is happening?
That's called immersion.
Excellent story.
All right, guys.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we'll have a second part here in the near future. Melissa's taking a little time off, but so we're gonna schedule something. We'll have it on social media and stuff to let you guys know when we'll have part 2. But until next time, thank you.
Hopefully
Randy.
soon, because we're about to get the meat and potatoes in this. I'm excited.
Right.
You did an excellent job with that story. Very nice.
Yes.
I love the voices. Great. This is my first D&D experience, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah, it's
It was
awesome.
different.
Good so
Yeah,
far.
this was.
Yep.
I
Thank
love
you
that.
thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Definitely.
thank you.
Absolutely, guys.
Lawrence is a natural over here.
I'm just so entertained by Lawrence and the DM stuff. I kind of like a couple times when you're like, Fanwa, I'm like, what? Because I was just listening to the story. What happens next? Yeah, it's cool.
That's awesome. I'm glad you guys got into it and dug it, and thank you, Dan, for bringing all the excitement and the voices and all that stuff.
Definitely.
But thank you, Room
Good time.
51.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We game together, so we'll see you guys next time when we continue this adventure.
Yeah, get ready for some spell casting.
That's right.
I got some stuff up my sleeve here.
Awesome.
For some apparent murder that I agreed to, that I did do.
Let's just
We
I
got a
will
whole
look at the
plot.
kill, okay?
one word for you guys: